Good evening and welcome to the Wilhelm Startin. Tonight we're back with more Final Fantasy 16. Give me a moment to post the notification, getting on a little bit late. Sorry, I got to AFK for a bit. One of the dogs is being stupid and I think she needs to potty again. So, I'm back. Dog just wanted attention. Like she doesn't get enough from me and my mother. Oy. Ugh. Just hold on.
Here will through.
All right, and there we go. I'm about to put that dog back in the kennel because she's hassling my mother right now. Anyway, you still there, Ravu? There we go. Just heard the audio shift as I'm sending the message, so figures. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, in short, chat delay's a bitch. I am well familiar with that. Yep. Right. Yeah, no, I got you. But anyway, whether Boss Hunter is on or not tonight, he was there for most of these stages, so.
Continue apace, and when my fertilizer is complete.
But there we go. But yeah, I don't know if you heard what I was saying about the dog being a needy little attention whore. And I do not don't let my frequent use of that word fool you. I am very particular in my use of it. Oh, by the way, but speaking of my use of that word, so while much of the discourse over it has died down, you want to know what I thought was the sole funny thing about the court cases between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? The one thing I thought was genuinely funny was when Depp got an expert psychiatric witness on. This shrink basically, essentially formally diagnosed Heard with an attention-seeking disorder. In other words, they called her, in the most professional, clinical manner possible, an attention whore. That is amazing. And that is the one thing I find funny about it, because a lot of the nitty-gritty details are not funny. Although one other thing that is kind of funny is how we now how our pop culture now has terms like dropping an amber turd. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, what's kind of funny is that LOL used to mean little old lady. It did, and it was also used as shorthand for lots of love, which has led to a great deal of you're aware that it's led to a great deal of confusion For example, when commenting on a tragedy, people mistakenly thinking you're making fun of it when. So yeah, it's kind. It's kind of like how in some countries a thumbs up might as well be the finger. Yeah, showing how culture can vary both by time and place. Uh, yeah. Anyway, now to open the Arete Stone and stage replay. Stage replay. While accessing the Arete Stone, Clive can replay any of the main scenario's major battle sequences. This mode can be used to revisit cutscenes, collect forgotten items, earn EXP and AP, or retry missed achievements. And the idea that I've got is basically after each icon battle, maybe doing a slight recap episode leading up to it. So for versus Garuda, I figured the Greatwood, Caer Norvent, and the Eye of the Tempest, and then once we get to the next icon battle, we can recap starting with Kingsfall. That said, I won't be able to save midway through these, so I will have to get these done mid-episode. But basically, I'm guessing because of the model rigging, you don't get to replay anything from the prologue. So anything up until okay, so you remember that lady friend that Clive has, Jill? Yeah. So basically, anything up until the fight with her is you can only play through once. So this is picking up after that. After Sid here basically rescued Clive and Jill. After Clive turned on his unit. So to recap the prologue, which I'm sure I can do a recap stream for that specifically later, just starting a new game, really. But basically, Clive here is the firstborn son of the Archduke of Rosaria, and the bodyguard, or first shield, to the heir to the ducal throne, his younger brother, Joshua. Basically, like we established, in Valisthea, there are 8 individuals called Dominants, each of which can transform into basically a giant monster adapted from one of the series' classic summons called Icons. And there can only be one of each, one Dominant for each icon at any given time. When one dies, it takes a while before they're reborn within the same tribal lineage. So, for example, Clive and Joshua are descendants of an ancient tribe called the Motes of Fire. Sid here is a descendant of the Motes of Thunder. Jill is a descendant of the Motes of Ice, and so on. So each one reflecting the elemental affinity of their respective icon. Also, speaking of elemental affinity, you also have individuals called bearers that, much like dominants, can use magic without a crystal, but unlike dominants, are treated as a slave class by every nation. And Sid here seeks to create a world where bearers can die on their own terms instead of having to serve as slaves. Especially considering that, in his own words, aside from their knack, bearers and dominants are just like any other person. So why should they be treated differently? And but Unlike dominants, bearers are more versatile in the application of their abilities, whereas dominants are restricted to their elemental affinity. So Sid can use thunder magic without a crystal, but not fire or ice or wind, for example. And but like I was saying, the ducal line, the basically whichever member ends up as the next dominant of Phoenix is the heir to the throne. And again, Phoenix skipped over Clive for his younger brother. This resulted in a great deal of contempt from their elitist noble mother, Annabella, while she absolutely doted on Joshua. And one day, one night at Phoenix Gate, as they were preparing for a sort of pre-war ritual, as they were about to go to war with the Iron Kingdom, so Rosaria's allies, the Holy Empire of Sanbreque, attacked, assassinating the Archduke in front of Joshua, splattering the poor kid with his own father's blood, no less. Oof. Yup. And we're talking instant trauma because I mentioned how a dominant's eyes change color when they use their powers, depending on whether they are in control or not. Blue if they're in control, yellow or orange, depending on the lighting, if they're not, in which case, when they transform or prime into their icon, they're basically just a rampaging beast. And that's exactly what happened to Joshua, who we can assume would otherwise have been able to control his power. In fact, when Clive then primes into Ifrit for the very first time, completely unaware of his own nature as a dominant, and himself terrified, and thus not in control. And thus the two engage one another. And though Joshua does regain control of himself toward the end of their fight, Clive, still not in control, impales Joshua and incinerates him before reverting. Yeah, before reverting back to his back to his human form, still completely unaware of his own role in those events. And it then picks up 13 years later. Because of Annabella's betrayal, Rosaria is now a vassal state to the Empire, and Clive himself has been branded as a bearer and forcibly conscripted into the Imperial military as a slave soldier. He is then handpicked off of the front lines by Tiamat, the leader of a branded assassin unit known as the Bastards, with other members, Biast and Avis, with Clive being given the code name Wyvern. Each of them is named after a type of dragon, basically. And they're deployed on an operation to assassinate Shiva's dominant at the Nissa Defile in a battle between the Iron Blood, the Iron Kingdom, and the Republic of Dalmekia. Specifically, and this is leading up to the flashback. That's actually all of the stuff I just mentioned. We get to witness a brief duel between Shiva and Titan, the respective icons of ice and earth. And Titan lives up to his name. Oh boy. Like, motherfucker big. And yeah, and You'll be able to see him later, but but we get to see interactions between his dominant Hugo Kupka and Garuda's dominant, which you saw earlier, Benedicta Harmon. And I gotta say, from what I know of Kupka's character, basically up until Benedicta, he had only ever given a shit about himself, which means that he could not handle falling in love for the first time in a psychologically healthy and mature way. In other words, he's basically like a schoolboy with his first crush. So of course he's all lovey-dovey with her, but she's got this look on his face that suggests she's playing him. So there's that. So we get hints of that political intrigue. But anyway, so during Shiva and Titan's duel, Titan, again being able to control the very earth beneath his feet, they basically cause a massive shitstorm of ice spires and rock slides, and you get the idea. Basically, a duel between icons is a natural disaster waiting to happen. And in the chaos, rocks fall and Biast dies. Just squashed flat. Well, I say flat, but basically, you know, like all that we really see is the rock falling toward him, and then not raspberry jam on the underside of that boulder. So of course I joked, "Hi Biast," bye Biast, because I'm fucked like that. Yeah. What's up? Oop, I gotta mute that. Hold on. So what's that about finding their dad? Or is that your roommate? Ah, gotcha. Oh yeah. Oh yes, that movie was fun too. Also, also, the dad's, I forget whether he was his boss or just a potential business partner, but the dwarf, do you remember who he was played by? Peter motherfucking Dinklage. Yeah. My mother, because of her brain injury, will binge the same show. Like she'll binge a show, and then once she's finished it, she'll watch something else. Then later, she'll come back to that show and re-binge the whole thing, because one of the side benefits of a TBI is that some stuff it's like it's a rewatch. It's like watching it for the first time in some ways. So it's, making the best of a bad situation, really. But like I was saying, so so as they're dragging a an unconscious Clive away from what's left of Biast, he passes out, and then you get that whole flashback sequence. And then when he comes to, they move a little bit further forward, and they see a bunch of Iron Blood with some hostages and Jill. And based on the Iron Blood priests in that party, Clive's squad mate Avis intuits that Jill is Shiva's dominant. because of because they basically the Ironbloods culture. Oh, by the way, a religion of evil. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even exaggerating. Their priests are used for the ritual of priming in order to coerce a dominant into transforming. And by coerce, I mean the moment they realize that the bastards are there, they one of their soldiers, holds a sword up to one of the hostages' throat, a child, mind you, and essentially threatens to slit the poor kid's throat if she does not prime. Thankfully, he offers her a third option and tosses her the sword to fight with a blade instead of frost. At which point, they hurry the hostages away, and their actual battle party is thoroughly stomped. At least in my case. Yeah. And basically, before Clive can finish Jill off, he recognizes her. They're childhood friends. Basically, her father was the leader of a civilization to the north, and his father basically, in order to quell the fighting between their neighboring nations, essentially took her as a very well cared for hostage, essentially, like hostage in name only, essentially. She was more or less raised as a member of the family, albeit fully aware of her origins. And so she's basically his foster sister. So he recognized her, immediately hesitated, at which point Avis is like, fine, I'll do it myself. Gets hit in the freaking jugular with an Ironblood's axe, because reinforcements, thereby forcing Clive and Tiamat, again the squad's leader, to fight them off, just the two of them. Tiamat then orders Clive to finish the job they came there to do. He's like, yeah, how about no? And they end up fighting one another. Of course, Tiamat dies because Clive isn't a bearer, rather he's one of a dominant's chosen. Basically, dominants can give another individual their icon's blessing, allowing them to use a portion of their power willingly, which is what Joshua did for Clive, as is customary for the heir to the throne and their first shield. So that's part of why Tiamat recruited him in the first place, because he was above the combat prowess of any bearer. But anyway, so with Clive now completely having to fend for himself as the only surviving member of his squad, he quickly finds himself outnumbered by more Ironblood reinforcements, only for a thunderbolt from Sid to save his bacon. So Sid and one of the other members of his hideaway, Goots, a big boy, just a real sweetheart, really, clearly inspired by Hodor. They show up and they basically escort Clive and Jill to the hideaway, with their resident doctor, Tarja, basically taking care of Jill, while Clive gets himself situated, helping he's basically their quartermaster, Otto, with some new arrivals, thereby firmly establishing Clive as an ally to the hideaway. But he and Sid get to chatting in private about what Clive has been up to in these 13 years, and that's when Sid here informs him that his spy master Gav has been following up on reports of a dominant of fire in the Sandbroquois village of Lostwing, situated at the base of a fallen airship. And so that brings us to this trek through the woods to Lostwing.
Bastard blood flies everywhere.
I told you we should have taken the Crystal Road.
And I told you that we're outlaws. You want every bounty hunter in Storm harrying us from here to the Holy Capital? Besides, what's wrong with a shortcut through nature's splendor?
The Deadlands claim more of the realm each day. But a place like this still exists is a miracle in itself. Bloodflies and all.
The audacity to call mosquitoes a miracle. You know, when you actually stop to think about it, technically, humans aren't entirely an apex predator. You know why? Guess what our main predator is? Nope. The mosquito. We are its ideal prey because we dress lightly. We dress well. I say we. You know, dropping the veneer of the character to get real with everyone for a moment, because I do that sometimes. But humans are the mosquito's ideal prey. We dress lightly in the exact climate they like to, like in the exact climate and the exact weather conditions they like to swarm around. They are at their most. They are at their highest population density during the summer when it is hot and humid, a time where we prefer to dress light, exposing our skin for them to feast on our blood. Hence, humans are not an apex predator if we are another species' ideal prey.
We'll land soon. You alright?
Make sense?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. And then you got the good boy. Who's a good boy, Torgal? Yes.
That there is a fine hound. Soon took to hunting. Fearless as you like.
It's good to have you back, Torgal.
Yeah. And Clive has had Torgal since he was a pup. Which, the fact that he still looks relatively youthful after 13 years should clue you in that Torgal's not an ordinary hound. Yeah, he's a big boy. Oh, that bracelet, Sid actually slapped that on him to stop him chewing his wrist. Because he was anxious because he missed Clive. Like Sid basically found Torgal after the events at Phoenix Gate. Because basically when Clive primed into Ifrit, Torgal ran off. Again, Torgal was a puppy. And Clive's father, Elwyn, actually found Torgal during an expedition. He heard the pup crying, his pack nowhere in sight. So. Stage Replay 2. While stage layout is the same, defeating enemies in Stage Replay will earn you fewer XP and may result in different loot drops. Press the touchpad to display the Stage Replay menu, from which you can return to the Arete Stone hub at any time. This.
Shouldn't there be deadly beasts? There'll be deadly beasts. Nothing a trained assassin can't handle, though.
How reassuring.
And
For that and the shortcut.
And yes, you can pet the dog. In fact, if you do that 5 times, you get a trophy titled, "Yes, you can pet the dog." Yeah, but the fact that they phrase it in that exact way is just one of many pop culture references. Well, I say many. It's a handful of pop culture references among the trophy list. Another one for defeating a certain number of notorious marks. In other words, bounty hunts. The trophy that you get is called Think Mark, an Invincible reference. Yeah. It is. And yeah, if you time it right, you can actually get bonus damage in with Torgal. Specifically, if you input it on that last hit, if you basically input that immediately after that last hit of the combo. Whoop. There we go. Also, there's a particular action stage that I may end up like once we get there eventually, I may take a break from streaming this game specifically so I can AP grind the first 3 encounters of that stage.
What in good Grieger's name is he doing this far south?
Looking for food. No more wolves where he's from. The north was one of the first parts of Storm to fall to the Blight.
Poor sod.
And on that note, okay, it's not going to show it. Okay, so long story short, the Blight. So how magic works in Valisthea is by channeling a substance called ether. Problem is that ether is essentially the life essence of the world itself. And basically channeling too much of it over time saps it from the land itself, causing it to turn black and dead. Thus, the Blight. The Blight is simply the gradual depletion of the land's ether, rendering it cold, dead, and lifeless, and unable to sustain life.
Invite him over for a cup of tea if I didn't
Yep.
think you'd eat the dog.
And yeah, as they were just
Let's try and stay out of its path.
discussing, the Blight basically forces wildlife and people alike from their homes, forcing them to migrate. It's actually a driving force in many of the wars in Valisthea. People just, like, there not being enough livable land. So, anyway.
Remember when I said that we never beasts? Well, the shrubs have been far much better.
And you only think to mention.
Not this time.
Well, that's the undergrowth sorted. I'll take it from here.
Let's see. Yep, all good. Also, I don't know if I mentioned, but if you can clear the end boss of a stage, you actually get a key item that's just a decoration, a bragging rights reward.
Kindly.
I actually managed to get one against a much more against a much later boss. Partly
They're everywhere, aren't they?
partly as a benefit of it being a scripted battle. In other words, like mechanically, you can't win that fight. But you get it by avoiding taking damage during the fight proper. So in other words, it still can. Yeah, yeah. I sometimes lose track of what conversations I have when and with who. So hence why I'm reiterating. Actually, funny you should mention that because somebody found out that goldfishes actually retain some information to the point that you can teach a goldfish to run an obstacle course. Yeah, like for an ad, I think for it was years ago, but I think it was like an ad for bottled water. And yeah, they basically had this fish going along an obstacle course that had been specifically trained using food as a lure. So it's like, okay, if I go this way, I'll get the food. If I go this way, I'll get the food. If I go this way, I'll get the food. Basically, because yeah, for most animals, and even for some people, let's be honest, food is a good motivator. Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, yeah. You just offer them a little bit of blood, huh? Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, let me just. Okay, hold up, hold up, hold up. You're preaching to the choir. Dirty rats. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that we rats are a lot more noble than a lot of our modern media portrays. In fact, some older, much older portrayals were far more favorable. Although we have always been little tricksters. See the story of the Chinese zodiac. For those of you, for those unaware, and watching the VOD, um, the reason the cat didn't make it into the Chinese zodiac was because the rat tricked it. You were saying? Yeah, I got you. But yeah, but like I was saying, this particular boss, you're not supposed to win against this boss. The fight ends with them dealing an unblockable attack, and it just wipes you there. But because I managed to avoid every attack before that, I managed to dodge everything before that undodgeable attack. I got that bragging rights reward. So I feel pretty good about myself. Anyway. Mm-hmm.
Some say there was a time they blocked out the stars. Down was the only way left for them to go.
Yep.
There's probably a lesson to be learned from that. But it can wait. Come on.
Oh, by the way, so the theme that was playing in the hideaway called Hide Hideaway, that's basically Sid's overall theme, but you might have noticed that.
You finally got a PS5.
Oh, hey, White Ops 92. It's been a while. Yeah, finally got a PS5. You can thank my mother. Actually came bundled with.
Subscribe button.
Yep. Yep. A lot has changed since you were last in chat.
Grats.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, I actually qualified for affiliate in late January, early February, but because I wanted my ma to go over the agreement with me for moral support, I dragged my feet all the way until May. But yeah, hey, Boss Hunter. Yeah, yeah. We're going through like a, yeah. Oh, finally, I got my first subscription. Yes. Woohoo! I wonder what my cut of that five. I. Oh. uh.
Cheer 1000.
Oh. Ooh. 1,000 bits. Thank you. uh, don't, don't, yeah, don't mind, Boss Hunter. He's just having an existential crisis. Boss Hunter, focus, focus, focus. So I was just filling a Rob. Yeah, it's about time. So yeah, thanks again, White Ops. Uh, but I was just recapping Iravu on the story up until the Great Wood, as well as a little bit of stuff that comes after. Okay, good, good.
I've been
And
playing it too.
yeah,
Story is great at the start.
A wyvern.
But the side quests dry the game
Oh,
out halfway
crud.
through.
oh nuts. Okay, I gotta see if I could fix that. That sucks. Hold on. No, that is not all right. Let's see here. Include party audio. Nuts. Okay. No, no. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Just hold on though, because this really does suck. I gotta fix this if I can. Hold on, everybody. Scuff. Oh yeah. Jeez. Oof. But I got you. I'm just saying. Yeah. But still. So let's see here. Record. So wait, let's see here. PS5. Discord voice chat. Streaming. Let's see here. Yup. It. Oh, thank you, White Ops 92. So, yeah, uh, just gave Boss Hunter a tier 1 sub. uh, yeah, yeah, I've still got to get some of this stuff set up, sadly. But yeah, that sucks that chat's not showing up, or rather, Discord audio is not showing. But I mean, yeah, it just kind of stings, you know. I mean, I'm gonna be trying to go through the three action stages between. Yeah. How do you not count as a friend? Ah, right. No, I got you. You are not a bystander, Ravu. Neither are you, Boss Hunter. You are both my friends. And it's because you're my friends, that it really disappoints me that it's not capturing your commentary. That's kind of bull. That there should be a
talking to yourself, lol.
I know, because for whatever reason, broadcast does not pick up Discord audio at all. That seems like a major oversight. So I'm basically gonna have to respond to their commentary first by name dropping them. Yeah.
At least one of us knows these woods. Yeah. Thank you, Torgal.
Yeah.
Well, they look not too happy. And for once, it's not my fault.
Yeah, ran out of ideas. All that. Okay, so
when you finally got it working.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. And I appreciate you didn't forget. Although, define working, quite frankly, because I mean, yeah, the scuff is just part of my brand at this point. I figure just own it. But still, again, the whole Discord audio thing is disappointing. Yeah, ow. Yeah.
Doesn't mean I have to like it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Like, but yeah, my buddy Victor is trying to build a PC for me, but he's got some personal shit going on that, best case scenario, is going to slow that endeavor down significantly. Oh wow. Well, I'm glad, even though it's, and again, having to reiterate what you say for
PC shop build mine.
And oh, nice. But yeah, again, having to reiterate what you're saying so that everybody else watching can get it. But yeah, Ravu, that is absolutely great that you got yours rigged. But the fact that it took since Christmas, I'm actually impressed it didn't take you all that long. Because again, the rig that Victor is building, he's building alongside upgrading his own, so it's taking a while. That is Fafnir of the North, driven out by the Blight.
This shouldn't take too.
Hold on. Whoa! Oh my goodness! Thank you, White Ops. Wow.
Thanks, mate. Holy shit.
Yeah. So yeah. Like right now, I'm trying to save up for Spider-Man 2. Well, that's definitely progress toward. Okay. Thank you, White Ops. Holy crap.
White.
That's amazing.
Click.
Oh. Do you want me to send you?
Letting people go for their dreams.
Do you want me to send you a link to the Discord? Because that earns you a spot. I'm pretty sure. Oh. Yeah, just holy shit. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, hold on everybody. Before we deal with this boss fight, let me just
brother Emma about to play a match of Dota 2.
Oh man. Well, good luck with your match. Good luck with your match. Oh boy. You hear that, Rafu? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just
hopefully that helps get you started.
Oh my goodness. I'm not sure what my cut of the subscription fee is, but I would hope that's enough to close the distance to get Spider-Man 2. Oh my goodness. But yeah, just give me a moment to send you a link to the Discord, because yeah, no kidding. Just oh boy. And this was just supposed to be a recap stream to get Rafu up to speed. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh.
Do some more, he's about to cry.
Holy shit. No, one moment.
Actually, that's money you can't get back.
Yeah, wow. Just wow. Unfortunately, yeah, it kind of is almost a solo hype train. Again, the hold on, let's see here. Invite people and copy. Okay, so this link. Yeah, of course not. Yep, but. Yup, but give me a second, White Ops, and I will send you a link to the Discord. It's only good for a week, though, so you may want to get on that. There we go.
Lol.
Jeez. Holy crap. I am definitely going to have to check that after, although it won't pay out until it won't pay out until no, it's that Twitch takes a cut. Like corporate takes a cut. So but basically if I hit 100, then 45 days after that is when they actually pay it out. And and specifically that's when my cut of it hits 100. Otherwise, and that's at the end of the month. Otherwise, it rolls over into the next month and the next until it totals 100.
So much for your shortcut.
Well, still short. Just not quite as quick.
Yeah, no, I got you.
It'll be a damn sight quicker if you help me.
I thought exactly.
Yeah, I got you. Again, I still wish that Discord would pick up on stream. Well, yeah, but Rava, your squeaking is just one of your little quirks, and that's fine.
Aye, someone's got the hump. Where he stops, no one knows.
Horned toads. They're horned toads.
I doubt he'll do that again.
Not if we kill him first.
Oh, nuts! Damn. Well, so much for getting that decoration. Especially since my dopey ass forgot to topple the fucker. Boom! Oh wait, that's actually not the end boss for this, so it doesn't matter anyway. Uh-oh.
Come on. Stand back.
Piss. Boom! And good as fried. Oh. Yeah, Sid just semi-primed and zapped Fafnir.
We're dominant.
I am. Aye. Well, not by
Yeah,
choice,
well, not everything, just the,
Really strapping you
just
down. It was this sorry sack of bones, right?
everything,
Fit to home.
well, just replaying everything from, so basically recapping everything, between each icon fight, at least where available. So the first 3 stages, then progress the main plot, then replay the stages between those icon fights, and so on and so forth.
Save for our knack, dominance and bearers are no different from anyone else. The ability to use magic or summon great beasts should command respect, but instead is left as outcasts. Our kind are used and discarded like tools, yet we are men, so why must we die as less?
I see. So what you're saying is you want to start a war.
States' rights to what? Just saying. Like, that's exactly what that's exactly why he says that would start a war. Because IRL, it fucking did. Yeesh. Which, let's be honest, and this is one of those cases where I've basically made a habit of restricting political discussions to topics thematically relevant to the game in question. And quite frankly, when you actually know your history, the Civil War, one of the phrases that I saw was, it was a rich man's war, and each battle was a poor man's battle. In other words, the people that actually benefited from keeping slavery legal were not the actual Confederate foot soldiers. Most of them were too poor to afford to buy another human being. The ones that actually benefited were the rich dudes. Boy, how things have changed. That was sarcasm, by the way. but yeah, like they talked about how it was states' rights. Well, literally the only states' right that they were trying to protect was the one that, in this day and age, most of us can agree was thoroughly indecent.
You flatter me, lad.
Also, the Confederacy only lasted 5 years, which, as Dubus Goobus put it, is less time than the annoying Orange was around. Oof.
Blazes of firebrand
Whoa. Oh my goodness.
I only wish to offer our kind of choice. A place where we can die on our own terms.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy. So, if I may just take a moment while on stream to, let's see here, because first off, verifying. Now, let's see here, manage, edit roles, absolutely VIP first class. Just straight up. And there we go.
Clive, what exactly do you plan on doing when you find this dominant of fire?
What do you think? I'll show him the mercy he showed my brother. And cut out the tongue of any man who tries to talk me out of it.
Alright. Forrest,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yep, we got Nitro. Okay. Again, y'all can't hear Boss Hunter Ravu right now, but Boss Hunter's brain is melting down ever so slightly out of sheer joy. Yeah, and meanwhile, Iravu is has a little more self-control, just a little bit. Although they've also, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I wonder, do y'all's setups have a designated speech to text feature?
Follow her upstream and we'll be in Lost Wing in no time.
In no time. Right.
Yeah. It's just that would really help for them to be able to hear you guys. So. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Or as Twitter, or is it Twitter, or as it's now called, X. Talk about pretentious. Yeah. Yeah, and they're getting in.
Enjoy your night. We'll hop back on later if you are still on.
Thank you, White Ops. But yeah, so a little bit of tech news. Yeah, Elon Musk, being a pretentious jackass, rebranded Twitter as X, and is even getting in some legal trouble because they did not get the permits to change the logo on the actual physical building for headquarters, and they're not allowing inspectors to actually enter the building to inspect the sign that they've replaced. So it's like basically building code violations that Musk expects to just get away with.
The Royal Scout.
Someone's far from wrong.
Which, I mean, to be fair, he's a rich dude. He can generally expect to get away with a lot more than any of the rest of us. It's unfortunate. It's like here's the thing. Technically, we do have a two-tiered justice system, just not in the way that people think. Specifically, it's the wealthy in the top tier and the rest of us in the lower tier. So the ones that hoot and holler about us having a two-tiered system, if they're wealthy and they're complaining about our two-tiered system, yeah, they're just complaining because they actually got in trouble because they were that blatant. Not naming names because I don't want to get into the weeds on this one.
They're just down that way. All of them. Grieger's my witness.
So here's an establishing character moment.
We move.
I don't understand. Have
I mean,
loyal?
she's a dominant of wind, so it's probably actually much smoother for her to move in that than you'd think.
It is true my liege values loyalty above all else. But were you not quick to betray your countrymen for the promise of coin?
Yep, he's done. Yep, loyalty above all else. Yep.
Benedicta Harmon, commander of Waloed's elite intelligences. If we can capture her...
Also, in a nutshell, how would you describe Sid's voice? Because two words that come to mind are rolling thunder. Yep, sadly. Yep, one of the reasons why the way that the PS5 broadcasting handles chat, it doesn't actually show up in the playback, which is one of the reasons why I implemented text-to-speech. So it'll actually show up on stream for posterity.
It's on the ground, Imperials.
So basically, if it shows up on stream, it'll be in the VOD, generally speaking. And then there's this fight. Okay, focus. Let's get that decoration.
At least they're not giant lizards.
What a lady on the wind!
Keep my distance. Cannot let him hit me with that one attack. Topple, bitch.
Flames to me!
Back off. No! Shit! Press. There we go.
Behind you!
Oh boy. Oh, by the way, this track is called No Risk, No Reward. It's actually a rearrangement of the main battle theme, 16 Bells. Nope. As the name might suggest, Assassinate deals a stupid amount of damage. No thank you. I'm trying to go for a no damage run against this boss specifically for that. Oh, here we go.
Not this time.
Here we go. That's it. And you are done. Boom. He's out. Decoration, Medal of Valor, Midnight Raven. Booyah. Whew.
More Imperials.
Well, you do look the part. Though you fight like a true shield of Rosaria. And one blessed by the Phoenix at that. Speaking of which, I wonder, does the other icon of fire give blessings, do you think?
You don't
Smart ass.
And lo, the Creator did make of the elements 8 icons to serve as keepers of the one law. Not that I've ever set too much store by holy doctrine, but on that point, it's clear. Fire has always had just the one warden, as of all the rest. The new one can't be born until the previous dies, and even that can take years. The thing is, you don't strike me as a liar. Which leaves but one person who might be able to shed some light on the matter. And they're in Lost Wing. As are our Waluda friends, I would imagine. We should hurry before it gets dark.
But what if someone discovers the bodies?
Well, and they'll be sorely disappointed.
There we go. Okay, so let's see here. So, Iravu? Let's see here. Let me check my settings. Let's see. Advance. Nope. Yep, of course not. Alright, so next one. Karen Orvent. You still there, Ravu? Okay. But yeah, it's but yeah, it's looking like the whole issue with Discord basically some folks are thinking it's due to privacy laws, but so yeah, we're not doing splitter cables and other such. Jeez. So that's disappointing. But anyway, Karen Orvent. I forget. Did you see the bits for this map? Towards the end, at least. Right. Right. Also, I mentioned clever camera angles. I would not be surprised, and I probably mentioned this part. I would not be surprised if the actual character models have actual Barbie doll anatomy.
You already have your orders.
Like, this isn't Cyberpunk 2077. They they were pushing for the M rating specifically. They weren't trying to risk an AO rating.
The people flock to the mother crystals, desperate for their blessing. The war we wage for possession of that blessing, it breaks us from within, hastening us to our own destruction.
And so you do what must be done.
But yeah, basically all this stuff with the Discord chat means that essentially y'all are here to hang out more than anything anyway.
And I will see it so.
You might have already had Zadolphus not betrayed us.
Him again. Lust you still for his embrace?
But of course not, my liege. I serve you, and you alone.
I remember well the day you first entered these halls. Your pale hand pressed into his, as if it would never let go.
That was a long time ago. Yours is the only hand I need. Now,
soon, my dear. Soon all will know whose hand it is that keeps them from falling into the darkness.
Hold me, my liege. Never let me go.
One of our sentries has failed to report, my lady. Your orders?
Pull the men back inside their care, Geralf.
He is here, then.
Have them lead Sid and his little pet to the chapel. I shall entertain them there. So you've come for me after all.
All clear.
That's a nice trick. You'll have to teach me sometime.
Run away, cousins. It's not safe here. Y'all are just gonna get in the way.
We should start with the dungeons. They may be holding the
Like,
bearers there.
in game, you can actually hear the rats squeaking as they scurry away.
Side of the bars.
In here.
Also, they got in via a sluice. So, last time I joked, making a Robot Chicken reference. Oh, it smells like Batman Forever in here.
They're all empty.
Because that sketch in particular was it was basically parroting both
This gate.
Batman and Shawshank Redemption. basically, the Joker had Shawshanked his way out of Arkham, and so Batman's crawling through a fucking sewer pipe. And he's covered in shit. and while he's crawling through the shit, he says, "Oh, it smells like Batman Forever in here." It's like, okay, we get it. You didn't like the movie.
Did you hear that?
Because, yeah, I mean, Batman Forever was kind of at best. Hi.
Your search is over.
I wouldn't assume that you had anyway.
So, where to next?
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I mean, considering that you're having to be a chaperone, just wow.
This door only leads to more royalists. We better find another one.
Take your pick.
Oof.
How about a window?
Ow, careful, cat. Yeah, jeez.
Bloody show off.
Okay, I just got a crazy idea. Probably not going to work. It's probably going to sound like shit. But just turn up the volume on my headphones. Hopefully it won't blow out my eardrums. But if I bump the mic sensitivity, it should, well, no, because then it's going to pick up the in-game audio, which is going to cause a feedback loop. Never mind. I'm sorry, Aravu. Especially especially for those of us like you and I that are on the spectrum. Ugh,
Well, we found the Imperial garrison.
special kind of hurt.
Right where the Royalists left.
Damn it. They're everywhere. That's enough.
Oof, that's a bad way to go. Oh, got hit by that one. Yeah, I blanked on that dodge. Oh, there you are. Yeah, botched it. Ow. Boom. Perfect timing on the cooldown.
You know what to do, boy. Get him, boy. Garuda, lend me your strength. There, boy.
Boom, he's out. This way. Noisy dogs. Probably barking at the neighbor's cat again.
One for half measures, were you, Benedict? These poor sods didn't know what hit them.
Yup.
All this bloody running.
Oh boy,
Seems they were expecting us.
oh. Yeah, which again, for those of... Yeah, understandable. Because again, for us on the spectrum, that is a special kind of pain. Yeah. Yeah. Yup. No, I got you. Oh, which reminds me, recently, due to some personal stuff with my little brother, my parents are talking again, at least so that they're on the same page where my brother's thing is concerned. But basically, my dad and my stepmom got divorced for reasons connected to the issue going on with my little brother. Long story. And again, because it's a personal thing for him, I don't want to go too into detail for the sake of his own privacy. But suffice to say that my stepmother's part in the whole mess had my father and mother both understandably pissed at her. It is. Oh right, I can't save I can't save on stage replay. I forgot. But let's check abilities. And I'm just gonna spend it on this once I got enough. But yeah, but she also, but my stepmom also took both my dad's dogs when she left. He's got a new dog, and she's a pit bull.
What the hell happened here?
Which that's great because I mean, when well raised, pits are absolute angels.
Little late for prayer, isn't it?
Yep.
Do
Did
I
you know
seem
that?
so
Did you know they
desperate
used to be
as
called?
crawl
They used to be
at the feet
nicknamed
of a
nanny
false
dogs.
god? I was waiting for you.
Not for too long, I hope. All this for a midnight chat. Well, let's chat then. Where are the men and women you
Right.
took from Lost Wing?
You mean where's the dominant? Well, Luke shall be
Yeah.
requiring his services indefinitely. Come back to me, Sidolphus.
Was it a Saint Bernard or a Chow?
Create together the world that we can build.
Yeah. Which is again. Which, I mean, to be fair, the entire reason why they had to make that change was because even back then, the whole dog fighting thing was starting to become a problem. Which, I mean,
Barnabas saved you, and this is how you
any
speak
dog,
of him.
if you raise
No
them
shred
poorly,
of loyalty.
grows up to be a frightened little monster, basically. That's the entire reason why they have that vicious image, because they were abused.
I don't know who you are anymore.
And
What you want.
well, let's just say I have very much a sore spot for animal abusers.
That you were tired.
It's one thing to physically discipline a dog that is actually being a little shit. But when you go to the point of outright abuse, you have crossed the line and can fuck right off.
Sacrifice. I use my talents to my advantage, and you would tell me there is shame in that?
If there's no shame, then why do you feel so sorry for yourself?
Arousing speech, Lord Commander. I was a fool to believe you might have changed.
So,
The only person
some background between these two characters. Not only was he her commanding officer, basically, he was the one who personally rescued her when she was basically a slave, or possibly worse, given the
Goodbye, Sidolphus.
given the context we're provided. But also, they ended up becoming lovers for a time. But when he resigned his position and just basically deserted because of how close they were, she took that very personally. And all of that comes to a head here. She said she needs him. She meant it. She wants him back. But he's so hung up on their king's schemes that he truly thinks that she's just trying to rope him back into Barnabas's plans. So just a great example of poor communication kills. Also, this. Ow. Ugh. But yeah, semi-priming, basically this game's version of a limit break, allows dominants to manifest aspects of their icon while still in human form.
Finish them.
Well, Sid. At least it's not 3 against 1. Not this time.
Anatomically. Yeah. Well, that's just it, though. Garuda's full form, I believe, is 4 wings. But again, making Benedicto's limit break only have the two, as you're saying, because she herself is anatomically human, it just fits better. Meanwhile, for the most part, all that really changes with Sid is, well, aside from the obvious particle effect, is that his hair turns from its usual to just flat out silvery white, because that's Ramuh's actual hair color.
She doesn't look happy, Torgal. Come on. Too slow. Not this time. Over here. Not this time.
And booyah. Boom. Boom.
Sid, are you all right?
Do I look all right?
After the next boss fight, I probably will have to cut it. I hope somebody's available for raid.
Benedicta will be on her way to collect the Dominant, if she hasn't already. You can't afford to let them leave. Remember, she has wings, you don't.
What about you?
Before or after I catch my breath.
Sorry. Come on, Torgal. She must be here somewhere.
Oh, by the way, the voice acting for this game, if memory serves, was done by the same folks as Xenoblade, or at the very least, the numbered Xenoblade games, Liquid Violet Productions. They're done. Nice. Yeah, because I recognized some of the voice actors. For example, one of the main villains is voiced by Harry Lloyd, who, besides voicing Xenoblade 3's main antagonist, is also the actor for Game of Thrones Viserys Targaryen, Daenerys' older brother. Yep. And Barnabas is voiced by David Menken, who in Xenoblade 2 is the English voice of Malos. Although for that role he uses a North American accent, whereas for Barnabas, I think that's a New Zealand accent. At least, so I've heard. It sounds like it's an sort of an off British, so yeah, and it's definitely not Australian. Like that's gotta, yeah. Didn't you say that your dad is Australian or something, or was I think? Okay, yeah, I was worried. I was thinking of somebody else. Glad to know my memory is on track on that one at least. Right. Familiar. It's familiar. Oh, that reminds me. How much does it irritate? How much does it irritate your dad when people mistake his accent for New Zealand? Because I like they at least recognize it from the same rough geographical area. Yeah. Whereas some right. Oh, cool. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh. Oof. What did you say? I don't think they processed it, Boss Hunter. Oh. Like here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't drive because my anxiety will not let me focus on both. Oh. Yep. Pretty much. And again, I'm really wishing I could make the mic overhear that without audio feedback and whatnot. The way Boss Hunter basically put it is that I have the kind of rage that you would expect to be built up over millennia, not over a single human lifetime. And woe befall any mortal who who incites my wrath. On the road? Like here's the thing. Turn signals to me are kind of a minor fuck you, but the ones that honk behind you at a light while it is red or as it's turning green. It's like, I so want to brake check you, but it's illegal. So, but yeah, like the entire reason why I don't drive is because my anxiety will not allow me to focus on the road and the speedometer at the exact same time. I almost got into an accident at an intersection because of my anxiety. And I ended up swerving around this poor old lady in her car. I just swerved completely around her, got onto drove a short way on the sidewalk, then curved back onto the road and finally righted the vehicle before pulling over and letting my mother take the wheel. And that was the last time I drove. And that was back in college. How so?
And I will suffer yours no longer. Must I spell it out for you, Branded? No one is listening. No one at all.
Yeah, I mean, you're sort of on the right track. It's more that I have a little nugget in the back of my head that is the manifestation of all of that anxiety. Yeah, if you did that, I would die. So, you know. What's up? Oh, are you talking about Nugget? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I even go as far as to my mom knows about Nugget, and I basically tell her not to validate his existence. Essentially. Yep. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Yep. Absolutely. Ugh. It's actually quite painful. And yeah, Rob, it's probably... What's up? Oh, crud. Too close. Who, Fang? Ah. They, but anyway. Well, you've already seen this part, and I'll be heading off after. I'm gonna see if I can raid. The dog.
There's no one to save you now.
All right. Good night, Ravu. Yep. All right. Well, good night, Boss Hunter. And thanks to both of you for witnessing my first subscriptions. No, like I'm happy. Like I am so excited over all this. Boom, gotcha. Oh, here we go.
Time to join your pet.
The audacity of this freaking asshole. First, she yeets my dog. And then, she tries to pull this crap.
I'll bury it together. Stay down.
Boom. Boom. Oh, crap. Boom. Crap, missed it. Boom. Oh boy. And there's this move.
Shit.
Oh jeez. Ugh. Ow.
Bad luck.
Good boy. Boom. Ooh, boom! Good dog. Hey, hold on. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm back now. One of our dogs puked, and my ma can't handle the smell, so she needed me to clean it up for her. Oof. Anyway, oh boy, too close. Whoa! Nope. Oof, too close. Nope. Ha! Booyah. Gotcha. Decoration. Medal of Valor. Benedicta. Sweet.
You are but a branded. How? How did you do it? How did you even survive? How?
The answer is simple, Benedicta. He was fighting for something he believed in.
Shut up! Why aren't you dead?
We've played your games. Now tell me where he is.
Who? What are you?
Clive? Clive!
Enough of this. What?
Oof.
She's gone.
What's happening?
Give her back. Give her back. Give her back.
My lady!
Where is she? Where is Garuda? What have you done to me? What have you done?
Look at me, my lady. We need you here.
Jeez.
What the hell is going on?
Her power, you took it from her. How'd you do that? Fuck me. I hope the bearers found a way out. Clive, this place is ready to collapse, and I'd rather not be here when it does. If your
We
dominance
can
started
skip
this
the
fire, and
next
I'll make
cutscene.
He'll be long gone.
Damn it all.
Yep. Noisy dog. But, yep, that'll do it for tonight. Exit the Arete Stone. do next time, next FF16 stream, I think we'll redo the Garuda fight before pushing onward. But now it's time to raid. It doesn't look like anybody in the squad proper is on right now, but it looks like a few of our friends outside the squad are. So just gotta pick one. I think we can go with this one. Let's get the window itself opened. So be polite, everybody, and say hello. We are going to raid Leierstrom in just a moment. But until next time, this is the Wilhelm Starten, raiding and signing off. Don't touch that dial.